Hey my friend, this is Darnell, Clarke, your industry leader in this career game. Hey, the answer man, your career coach. Hey, today's topic is winning the corporate America game for men of color. The 3 rules you need to know before you start rocking and rolling in this corporate America game. You need to know these rules. But before I get started, I created a game plan called the 5 rules to the corporate America for people of color and women. Hey, this is a outstanding piece of work. It is not some small mamsy-pamsy thing. It's something meaty. I also created a YouTube video explaining the 5 rules. It is my longest, most detailed YouTube video I've ever created. Go below, click on that link and watch it. Be prepared. It is a long video, my friend, I have to admit. But stay to the end. I'll show you how to get the game plan so you can know how to rock and roll in this new corporate American game. Now here are the 3 rules for men of color to engage in corporate America. When I did the video of the 5 rules, I gave everybody the game players of the game, of the corporate America game. I told people that there are 5 game players of the game. The first game player is the highest game player, the top game player, the highest priority in this order. The number 1 player of the game is white men. The number 2 player of the game is white women. The number 3 player of the game is men of color, except African Americans. Number 4 gamers are women of color, all women of color, and number 5 player of the game is African American men. I got so much feedback from that, and so I am now here to tell my brothers, the African American men of color, how do you play this corporate American game so you can be successful, so you can come from the bottom and get to the top of the mountain and rule it. So here are the 3 rules. Rule number 1, you must be better, flat out better than everybody else. There is no other way. You got to be better. See, I don't know if you know me, but before I became a career coach and before I started doing IT work with IBM and Ernst & Young and GE and Coca-Cola, my first career, I was a professional athlete. And before I became an athlete, a Major League Baseball player for the Philadelphia Phillies, and then I went to the University of Nebraska on a baseball scholarship. But then I was in high school, and even before high school, around age of 13, 14, I was playing baseball. And baseball is unlike football and basketball. Football and basketball is dominated by African Americans. Hey, I'm just telling you the truth. 80% of all NBA basketball players are black dudes. Hey, black dudes, right? African Americans. 65 to 70 players of the NFL are African Americans. Not baseball. Baseball, only 2%. You like, I see all these black people in baseball. They're not African Americans. They're from Puerto Rico, Venezuela. They're from the islands. They're not African Americans. So baseball really kind of like is a white man's game. And I'm just telling you the truth. Remember, for me, I'm always going to give you 2 things, facts and truths. If you don't like the facts, I'm sorry, bounce. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. Listen, so baseball is a white man's game. And so when I was 12, 13, 14 years old, my coach told me, if Darnell, you want to play baseball, you got to be heads and shoulders above everybody you're going against. So if you're going against another white guy at your position and you just as good as him and not better, you're going to be on the bench. You're going to be on the bench. You got to be heads and shoulders. So that's what you got to be. You got to be heads and shoulders above your white counterpart. So if you thinking about trying to get to the mountaintop, you are an individual contributor and you want to get to a manager, from a manager to a director, from the director to the C-suiters or general manager to the mountaintop, you got to be heads and shoulders above everybody, just like I had to do in baseball. So how do you do that? You have to be heads and shoulders. So the way I became better at second base than anybody else around me, I call it the 100 ground ball rules. What the heck is that? See, when I came from high school and I went to the University of Nebraska, I was playing outfield and they moved me to second base. I was the worst second base player in the history of the world. I couldn't even catch the ball. Most of the balls was hit me in the face, hit me in the chest, and I was the worst second base guy in the world. So for me to become better at being a second baseman, I had to be able to receive and catch ground ball after ground ball. My coach said if I'm going to crack the starting lineup, I have to make every play. Every normal play, I got to make it 100%. Then I got to make the outstanding plays every now and then. And I got to make the great plays every blue moon. But he want consistency. So I started taking 100 ground balls every single day. My first day I had to do it, my feet was hurting, my ankles was hurting, my butt was hurting, my back was hurting, my shoulders were hurting. I got a bone bruise on my hand. 100 ground balls so I can be the best at it. That's what you have to do, my friend. I don't know what position you're in, but you got to be the best at it. Therefore, you got to read more books. You got to go to more seminars, go to workshops. You got to identify what is it that's going to make you outstanding at that position, and you got to do it. I call it deliberate practice. When I was taking ground balls, I was deliberately practicing taking ground balls, taking balls directly at me, taking balls to my backhand, taking ground balls to my right hand, taking ground balls right at me, hitting hard shots right at me. I was working on something every single day. And I did it for 18 months. And then one day I was at a tournament in the summer at Wichita, Kansas, one of the best baseball tournaments in the country back then. I was at a Wichita tournament, and this one guy came to me after we beat him, pretty good. He came to me and my number was number 9. He said, "Hey, Niner." And I turned around and I said, "Hey, what's up?" He said, "How do you catch the ball so effortlessly and so smoothly?" I've never seen that before. Before, I thought I still was just not very good at playing second base, not taking ground balls. But that 100 ground ball rules, deliberate practice, working on something every single day at the same thing. When you practice on something, you have to practice specifically on something. So if you are a project manager, you got to practice being a project manager. Read every book that you get your hands on project management. Understand what project management is, and when you get in there, you got to understand it from A to Z. Deliberate practice. See, now while most people practice something on a high level, not you, you're going to be practicing specifically on what is required for you to be successful. You must conduct a specific goal so you can improve on that performance and only work on that. And another thing you need to also have to do if you want to get to the mountaintop, you must be able to speak. Public speaking. I know 99% of people hate public speaking. They rather, fight with a lion before I get in front of somebody public speak. That was me too. I hated public speaking, man. And every time I get an opportunity to public speak, when I was working for IBM and GE and Coca-Cola in the state of Georgia as a director and general manager, I had somebody else to do it. I was the worst at it. And because of that, I never could get to the mountaintop because they couldn't trust me to put me in front of leadership, customers, and clients. If you want to get to the mountaintop, you must be able to dominate public speaking. That's rule 1. You must be better, flat out better than everyone else. Rule 2, you must be perceived as a team player. When you walk in the organization and your boss is white, and majority of your bosses will be white, and the majority of your boss is probably a white dude, he must see you as a team player. He can't see me as Darnell Clarke, a black dude. He must see me as Darnell Clarke, a team player. That's the reason why I love sports. Sports transcends racism. Sports transcends the ability to see black and white. You see white players and black players hugging on each other, jumping on each other. It transcends that racism stuff, man. There is no racism in sports. That's why I like sports so much. That's what he has to see you. So you cannot be throwing a race card and a black card on him all the time. You can't be talking all slang and everything. You can't be doing that. He has to see you like he sees himself. One of the reasons why he doesn't engage with you, he ain't got no black friends. All he sees is black people on television, and as he sees one, he sees us all. So when he sees one guy with a guy walking down the street with his pants below his butt, all this crazy hair all over the place, talking all crazy, he thinks we all are like that. You gotta help him bypass all that and help him see you as a regular dude, man. You must be able to convince him that you are committed to his cause, not your cause. When you go to work, you are trying to make him look good. You need to go in there and find out what can you do to make his job easier. So whatever you are supposed to be doing, you deliver all the time. Make sure that he knows you and engages you and make his job look good, because he has to see me as Darnell. Not Darnell Clarke, an African American, not Darnell Clarke, a black dude, but just Darnell Clarke, a team player. You must get out of the shadows and get into the light. He must see you as part of a team, guy, that you can get stuff done. If you can't, you'll never be able to play this corporate American game. He will always continue to push you to the side. Number 3 rule, you must network up. You must manage up. You must be able to manage your manager and your manager's manager. So how do you do that? Start engaging with him. Go take him to lunch. Have a one-on-one lunch meeting on a weekly basis. And when you are in that lunch meeting, you don't talk about business, you talk personal. You need to transition from the job and from the business to professional and to personal. Telling about your story, telling about your family. Get personal with him. He's not gonna get you to the mountaintop or help you get to the mountaintop if he don't know you. You must engage him. You must be able to engage him so you can know him and his manager. You must be in the group. You must be part of the good old boys network. Yeah. You got to do that. You got to get out of the shadows. He's got to see you for who you really are. Do whatever you need to do to make your job, to make his job easy so he can be happy with you. So there you go, my friend. So let me recap. Rule 1, to play in this corporate American game for men of color, you must be flat out better than everybody else. Rule 2, you must be perceived as a team player, not some black dude. Number 3, network. You must manage up and network to him and the boss's boss so you can be included in the group. So when they say, hey, let's go golfing, they'll come and grab you and go golfing. They say, hey, let's go to the basketball game or a baseball game. They'll come and grab you so you can transition from professional to personal. So there you go, my friend. Listen, I know that I told you about the game plan. So I have a game plan that I created that's going to help you, give you the 5 rules to the corporate American game so you can know how to play this game. It is something that you would never see before. No one ever would tell you. This is a long video. It's going to give you facts and truths. It's going to blow you away. Go below, click on that button, click on the link to get it right now, and listen to the video that I created to explain in detail the 5 rules to the corporate American game. So if you like this video, click on the like button. I truly love when you click on the like button. Hey, and also share this with 5 friends. That's how I get my content out, by you sharing it. And I see that you really liked it. I see that you share. I do get a lot of engagement when you share. And one other thing, down below in the comment field, give me a comment. Give me a comment. Give me any question that you might have on anything. I will answer everything. Excuse me. Because I am Darnell Clarke, the answer man, and I will answer every question you have. So go below, click, make sure you give me a question and I will answer it. And as always, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and on the side is the button. Click on that bell so you can get notified every time I come out with fresh new content. So there you go, my friend. That's the rules. I gave you the 3 important rules to the game. Now go get it. There's one thing I know for sure, my friend, that whatever you want in life, you got to go get it. There is no other way. So you now go get it. I'll see you in the next video. Later.